Before we watch Kyle Ruth's age group quarterfinal workout number 4, we discuss what we loved about the age group quarterfinal weekend, what we hated, and how HQ could better support Masters athletes. If you want to watch that combo, stay tuned until the end of this, and we'll put the link up for you. All right, Kyle, give us a little context to Ruski.
Context to Ruski.
Context to Ruski. We're going to watch my age group event 4, which is also known as
15.5.
CrossFit Open 15.5. This is the third time that I've done this workout. I did it like the Friday that it was released of the Open in 2015.
Right.
And I was coached by Max at that time. And he was coaching, obviously, Travis. And I think at the time he was coaching like Will Morad and Aaron Hanna and some other like really good games level athletes. And I got done and I think my time was 6:33. And I told him, and I was sitting in like maybe 12th place, you know, and they took 20 to it was a first year super regional. They took 20 that year. And I remember telling Max, I was like 6:33. I was like, that was all I had. It was like, that was a true max effort.
And he said, you have to go again.
Yes. He's like, well, you know, he's like, I got Travis's score. I got Will's score. I got Aaron Hanna's score. And he's like, you know, Travis is sub-6 and Morad's sub-6 and Aaron Hanna was sub-6. And he's like, everyone's going sub-6. And I'm like, Max, the only way I can go faster on this is like to row harder. And I was like, I was on the floor for 15 minutes after this workout. He's like, well, if you want to qualify, you're going to figure out a way to do it. So basically telling me the only
brutal strategy,
the only way to do it is to go. So I did. I went back on, I don't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday, but I went back in and did it again and bumped it down to 6:20. So I dropped a whopping 13 seconds by rowing my face off. And I was on the ground for 30 minutes after that. So I've done, I think this is my...
How old were you when you did it the first time?
So that was 8 years ago?
29 or 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is such a hard workout to retest because, to your point, the only way to get faster, unless you're like really fumbling the thrusters, but for a high-level athlete, is rowing faster. But at some point, you just can't do that and still go fast in the thrusters.
Yeah. So when I did it the very first time, unbroken thrusters, and then I went 13 seconds faster, also unbroken thrusters, just rode harder. So I knew going into this that the only way for me to come close to matching that 6:20 time, I knew what I rode. I rode, 1,500 all the way across, and I went unbroken thrusters. But at that time, I was like taking a short pause overhead on some of the thrusters. So my thought was, I probably don't have the same rowing capacity that I did as a 30-year-old. Now as I'll be 38 in a month. I probably don't have that same capacity anymore, but I can go really fast on thrusters. So that was like basically the strategy that Adam and I hatched before this was we're going to go lights out on the thrusters and try and row as close to that 1,500 mark as possible. Now we should probably watch this.
Let's watch it.
Before we start, I look at the fear of pain that is on my face.
I was going to, Are you adding this one to the video? Because I was going to mention this. You can see it on your face, but also if I were doing this workout again, that same look would be on my face. This is the one workout where I'd like to retest to see where I'm at, but how bad it hurts, and there's no way of getting around it.
After that second time at 15.5, I said I would never do it again, and here I was about to do it again. I look like I'm going to vomit. Right, this is before the workout, and I look like I'm going to throw up already.
We should also add some context. So right before you did this workout, you looked at the leaderboard. So you did this on Saturday right after 4 p.m. when the first round of scores came out. So you knew exactly where you were on the leaderboard, correct?
Yeah, I was sitting in 15th, which meant I was like in a pretty decent spot going in. And basically that made me 10 times more nervous going into this as well because it's like, well, the only thing you can do now is screw it up.
Yeah, don't screw it up.
Don't screw up. And like, that's the worst thing to be thinking about. And you can see all of that written on my face right there.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
All right. Look at him go.
Oh, yeah. The face is ready. You look so serious. Most serious I've ever seen you look.
All right. So first row, I'm trying to stay as relaxed as possible and tell myself like, okay, so I knew what my pace was the first time I did it.
Right.
I knew I needed to stay around that 1,500, but I kept going up.
That's the problem is you always feel good on the first round of anything.
Yes.
If it's 27 calories or if it's 10 rounds for time of 10 calories, everyone goes a little bit faster, but then that's how you can spill over quickly.
Yeah, I was hitting like 1650, and I was like, dude, you have to slow down.
Yeah.
This workout is not won in the first row. I kept trying to tell myself, and you can see I'm like consciously trying to relax myself, but at the same time, like you have to get after it in this workout. I mean, my goal, to be completely clear, my goal was to be sub-6. I was nowhere near. I was 6. 30
Yeah.
total time on the workout.
I think that's a good goal. You knew where other people would be. It's the best in the world are going to be close to that 6-minute mark. So that was your goal.
Yeah. Some things I try to think about on the row here. Number one, I try and relax my arms as much as possible in the recovery. And now, granted, the stroke rate's a little higher here, but I'm always trying to like let the handle almost just like come down to my thighs. Wow, that was actually faster than I thought I was on the first row.
Yeah, so you're a minute 8, somewhere in there, minute 7. Really good transition. That's another place that you can lose a lot of time is if you take too long to the barbell.
Yeah, so this is my attempt at cycling the thruster fast. Adam kept yelling at me as I was going to like bounce out of the hole. And so I was just trying to do that as thoroughly as I possibly could throughout this workout. Now, I will say, I thought this first set of 27 thrusters was going to feel really good and like would, because it's the first set,
right.
It felt
awful.
Horrible. Like way worse than I expected.
Just global fatigue, a certain part.
It was global fatigue.
Yeah.
My legs didn't get hot until the round of 15, and you'll see it. But like, I'm already questioning whether or not I'm going to be able to go unbroken.
Yeah.
Well,
before this workout, so probably I would guess what it was like 11 a.m. You did the lunge workout.
Yes.
And then you did this around 4-ish.
Yeah.
So 5 hours between the two workouts, but there were 300 feet of lunging in that first workout.
5 hours, an hour of Normatec boosts, an ice bath, and a nap. That's what that's what went in during that 5 hour span.
Now, what were you thinking with the straps? I think this is something people don't think about enough. You had them loose. You were able to get your feet in quickly. Do you tighten them at all?
No, I never tighten them when especially on a workout like this. If it was just a straight 2K row, I'd tighten the straps, obviously. But for a workout like this where transitions matter so much, I say they matter and then watch me get out of the rower in this round. But like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm set up to be able to not lose any time where I shouldn't lose time. And like, who cares if your feet travel just a couple of inches?
Loose. Yeah, totally.
It's not affecting my power enough. And at this point, I'm not even that powerful in the rower. So like I said the first round I was rowing somewhere between like 1550 and 1650. This round was like 1300, right? There was a huge drop off. But I just recognized based on the 27 thrusters that there was no way I was going to be able to hold a high power output and be able to go fast unbroken on the thrusters.
What Kyle's talking about here, though, is a high-level skill. Being able to adjust your pacing plan in the middle of a workout, especially when it's fast and it hurts like this. Most people just panic and they keep going fast and then they completely redline and then you crash and burn in the back half of a workout.
So this set of thrusters felt way better.
They look better, too.
Than
much tighter in the bottom. You're still fast.
I tried to think about these in sevens. So
I like that.
For me, the psychological, like, I don't know, just the struggle with big sets, like a set of 21, it seems like a big set to me. So if I just think about it in sevens, this is something I developed with the team stuff.
Right.
When we would be doing like worm thrusters, if I just like think about them in fives, I handle them so much better than if I think about it as an aggregate set. So I kind of try and do that here. And you can see I take like a little pause around like 7 and 14. And then obviously 21, you're transitioning. But I definitely tried to think about them in sevens. Going back to the rower here, I vividly remember thinking, okay, Kyle, it's just 15 calories. Get it up to 1350 again. Same pace. No, I didn't even come close. I was like low 1300s, and I could not get it. There was no row power left to get it up to that 1350 or 1400 mark. That was my target. So
still, you were able to move quickly back to the row. Your thrusters are fast. So there are different ways that you can make up time in this workout. There may be some guys that hold over 1500 but break their thrusters or are slow in transitions. You can still win a workout like this by moving quickly through the movements.
Yeah, I think the fastest, if I remember, like Frazier had the fastest time in the world when
Blazing
he
fast.
did it.
Yeah.
And it was like it was over a minute faster than what I did here. And there's people this year in the 35 to 39 that are that good that did it, a full minute faster than I did here. They would have had to have been rowing like 1800, 1700 to 1800, which is so much faster and so much more power there, and still cycling the thrusters at least as fast as I was here.
Yeah. You got to keep in mind, though, like Frazier, I watched his 15.5 workout, and his thruster speed was probably like 0.2 of a second per rep faster than most people, which is a huge, that's a big difference over that many reps.
I'm also a lot taller than he is.
Exactly.
So that barbell is just moving like a way bigger distance.
Yeah, probably a foot difference.
I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Like I'm still cycling the thruster pretty fast, but it's a long way to move that damn barbell.
Yeah. I actually really I know you said you didn't want to pause, but I like pausing overhead on these 15 or even in the 9s rather than dropping the barbell. It's just so hard to get back on the bar in a fast workout like this. So it just makes sense to pause either in the front rack or overhead so you can keep moving.
And you got to re-squat clean it, which sucks.
Exactly.
So when I did that transition there, you saw I peaked the clock and I saw that it was 5:35, and I probably shouldn't have done that because then I started doing the math. I was like, can you finish it under that 6:20 time from 2015? Excuse me. And I was like, no, there's no way I can finish it under. So like that maybe got in my head a little bit going into this, and I probably didn't row quite as hard as I should have. But also like, look at me, I'm pretty fucked up.
Yeah, you can tell you're messed up. Well, your row technique was really solid in the first round, and you can see you're kind of just jerking it at this point. But that's where everyone is at. It's like, how long can you go in a workout without deteriorating that technique?
You know, when I did this workout in 2015, I failed my very final thruster. And here, look, I don't fail my final thruster here. It actually
You were
feels
confident.
pretty good.
Yeah, these look better than the 15s for sure.
Yep, bouncing out of the hole.
Great finish.
Oh, man. Ouch.
And the rollover. Now, how long were you on the ground this time?
It was a good chunk of time.
It wasn't 30 minutes.
It was probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, you earned it. Good job, man.
Yeah, little dry heaves after. No big deal.
Best pit stains in the game right there.
You better believe it.
It was so dry that day, too.
What was that? There was like an arch nemesis on Pete and Pete that had pit stains. Y'all remember that show?
I've never even heard of it.
I got him right now, too. You know?
Same. Anytime we do a podcast or video like this, I don't know. And these lights aren't even hot. They're LEDs.
Yeah, it's the candles.
It's the
clearly
candle,
candles.
exactly.
All right. Good work, Kyle.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.